Welcome back to the Deep Digger Sports Pod. I'm your host, Drew. My other host right over there.
What's up? It's D. Good to see you again. Make sure you hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe and drop some comments below. Let us know your thoughts.
Today we are talking about Tua and Tyreek Hill and the Dolphins organization. I just wrote an article about this. Go and check it out on deepdigsportsnetwork.com. We have daily articles, some betting picks, our videos on there. Go check it out. But here are some comments that Tua made about Tyreek Hill.
We're still continuing to do that, but it's not just with me. It's with a lot of the guys. I'm not the only one that heard that.
So I'm opening the door, like I'm out, bro.
Everyone has seen that. So when you say something like that, you don't just come back from that with, "Hey, my bad." You got to work that relationship up. You got to build everything up. He's working on himself. He's working on the things that he says he wants to get better at. That's the first step to me, and so I commend him for doing that.
So that's Tua commenting on Tyreek being like, "I'm out" at the end of last season. Do you think that they should just be cool with Tyreek and like not let this fall apart? Or do you think that Tyreek will understand, okay, I have to earn this back?
I don't know. Okay, I don't think that Tyreek Hill is a good person, if I'm going to be completely honest. There's been multiple incidents that prove to me that he is not a good person. So in my mind, with this, that as the foreground, I don't know if he understands why people would be mad at him for that. I don't know if he understands that, oh yeah, I do need to make amends for things. So I'm not sure how this flies with him. I'm sure that Tua by all sense is the voice of reason within that Miami Dolphins locker room. I'm sure Tua has sat him down and been like, hey man, you have a lot of work to do when it comes to this football team and how guys trust you. We are supposed to be a brotherhood. We are supposed to be a united front when it comes to this. And you saying those comments immediately shatters all this trust. But I don't know if Tyreek Hill is really going to back it. But the flip side of that, with that being said, have you seen Tyreek Hill running routes this offseason? He looks fast. He looks speedy. So at a certain point, you're just going to have to eat it because he is so good. And that is the problem with Tyreek Hill when it comes to his ability on the field is just outmatched with how, his incidents off the field and what you think about him as a person. So that is the dichotomy. And yeah, the, NFL, hey, we're not going to have realistically a good portion of the NFL are good people. Tyreek Hill, I don't think is one of them, but his play just, you have to put him on the field. You have to put up with things. It's just like prime Antonio Brown. You had to, stick with it and we'll put it in the dark. Now it's just social media is more at the forefront with Tyreek Hill.
It's a thing of how long does your ability on the field make up for what you are off the field? And last season, Tyreek at 900-something yards, 6 touchdowns, which is one more than the amount of baby mamas he has, which is one more than amount of abuse or assault allegations he has going back to college. So he has not changed as a person. He has not grown as a person. And what he's done on the field last year wasn't amazing, but I'll give the Dolphins this. Their whole offense wasn't amazing. They really took a step back in an offense where Mike McDaniel is supposed to be another one of these offensive geniuses from the Shanahan tree. And this is supposed to be their bread and butter, and it hasn't been. And so I think this is the last year of McDaniel. It's desperate, I feel like, for them to be still relying on Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle hasn't stepped up to surpass him. Tua nearly retired from concussions. They're taking a flyer on Darren Waller, who is getting the easiest bag of his life. He already is on the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list, for conditioning because he came out of retirement. They're concerned with his conditioning and so much that he can't practice. It's a precaution. This is a team, they didn't want to pay Minka. They traded him. They were able to find gold with Javon Holland. Don't want to pay him, so let's bring Minka back past his prime. The list goes on and on for this Dolphins organization to where it's like, is Tua the only one in the room willing to stand up right now and call one person out for their bullshit? Because this is also a team that doesn't listen to their coaching staff, that doesn't show up to meetings on time. They have no respect. Maybe this could be a turning point for the rest of the team, but highly doubt Tua is enough to turn Tyreek or the rest of the team around.
Honestly, I really like Tua. I think that in the right situation, I think that he is a good leader. I really do hope that the Miami Dolphins do turn this around. But realistically, what are they hoping for? Because right now, you're not going to beat the Buffalo Bills. So at most, you're hoping to make a run to the Super Bowl through a wild card. And that I don't see you putting the same product on the field that you have done. They also haven't made, leaps and bounds this offseason to drastically change what they're doing. They're just going to keep being like, all right, we're going to keep running our head in the same rock, and hopefully it works out this year. It just hasn't. We've seen that this style of play does not travel well. This style of play does not get you to playoff success, but they're like, yeah, we can make it work. This year's the year.
Like, it's usually the team puts themselves up into a coffin by hitching their wagon to a bad coach or like a bad GM or something. And this is like Mike McDaniel, who showed potentially he could be a really good coach, hitching his wagon to all the wrong players by immediately coming in and being like, Tua's my guy no matter what. He's living and dying by that now. And it's not going well. Being like, Tyreek Hill is the guy we're going to go all in for. And he's living by and dying by that now. And he's kind of trying to get out of it with the Jalen Ramsey thing, but it's not working out, and I think he's gonna lose his job because of it.
Yeah, I think so. Again, I don't foresee them winning their division. And if you're not going to win your division in the NFL, that speaks volumes to really what you can do in the playoffs. And if you are going to get knocked off again in the wild card, that is just not going to cut it. You are out of here. I do think that this is going to be the last year for Mike McDaniel in Miami.
The Bills clearly are not going to give up that division. I think the Patriots are doing better things than them. I think the Jets are kind of on a similar level, but I think the Jets have more talented players. They just paid Sauce. They just paid Garrett Wilson. Their running back, Allen, back there. Like, I think they do have a lot of pieces, and if Justin Fields can be anything at quarterback above what they've seen in the past 3 years, other than a few garbage time weeks for Aaron Rodgers, I think the Jets have a chance to be middle of the road and possibly above. This Dolphins team, I think, is a very high, it's high on the list for being a train wreck. This is one of the teams that everyone's picking to be like, this is where everyone's going to watch and they're going to fall apart.
Yeah. I can see that. I mean, it's real boomer bust for the Miami Dolphins. They have games where they're going to put up, 45, 50 points, and they have games where, hey, we're just going to get our asses kicked and we're going to put up 12. And it's like, how do you do that? Field goals. You know what I mean? It's pretty crazy.
Well, that's all I got on that. I'm glad we got to talk about how terrible Tyreek Hill is as a person.
He just is. But anyways, I'm not going to get into that. You can go ahead and look into it. Go ahead and Google that whenever you have a chance.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Later.
Peace.